Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to episode 169 of NerdPod Generations. As always, I am one of your illustrious hosts, Steve Taylor, along with the always lovely Al Judson. Hello, sir.
Hello, friends and enemies. What's up, Buttercup? I know,
Tired,
right?
Man. I gotta admit, I have noticed something about. So, for those of you who don't know, I'm in my first office job.
Yes, Steve has finally left the world of restaurants and is now working at a cubicle.
Yes, or even direct customer service. I am in a cubicle. I'm on a computer. I'm answering calls, doing things all day like that. And the days fly by so fast that I remember this past Sunday, me going, oh, I can't believe it's Sunday already, and this weekend went by so quick. And now tomorrow's Friday.
I know.
I have no fucking idea what happened in the first 4 days of this week.
Get ready when you've been there for over a year and you start looking around and being like, it's 2027?
Yeah.
Since when? Since when is it 2027?
Dude, it's crazy.
No, I still think it's 2022. I have not moved on. I am in deep denial.
Deep denial.
We got past the bulk of the pandemic, and I was like, okay, so now we get that time back, right? And it's like the Anakin Skywalker meme. We get that time back, though, right?
Right?
No.
Never. So anyways, folks, 169 NerdPod Generations. If this is the first time you are listening to us, please go to nerdpodgen.com. There are links to not only Apple Podcasts and Spotify, there are links to our YouTube channel, which Al has put up little snippets of past episodes and current episodes that you can go on YouTube and just listen to us, and you don't have to worry about looking at our faces.
We got some good reviews on our last 2 episodes.
Oh, nice.
The very special episode got some nice feedback, not in terms of comments, but in terms of views and likes. But the Tales of the Shire clip, Kelly brings them in. What can you say?
Does. I know.
She brings them in every time.
And for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, the last episode, Al's wife Kelly likes to join us because she is big into musicals. Disney and Lord of the Rings are usually the 3 topics that we will drag her in, and she will just share the knowledge and make us look bad because, I mean, it's not hard, but I mean,
No. We talk a big bluster, but it's big bad wolf bluster.
Oh, absolutely.
A little push and we fall over. There's no getting around it.
So every now and then we need that glue to hold
we
us,
someone
to hold the show together.
Who has some level of authority to bring us back in.
I was going to say class intelligence, but
that also,
authority.
That also,
too. But so anyways, nerdpodgen.com. Please go, click on the links. There are different links to private things that Al and I have been doing. There's a page for each of us, so you can kind of see what we look like, which I apologize right now. And
Cut to a incel somewhere being like, see, even he loves his wife and calls her an authority.
I know. Nice.
God damn it.
Yours, yeah. But yeah, so that is our show. We like to start every show with a little segment called "What Have You Been Watching, Playing, Reading?" I don't know if you want to start, and then we'll row into my...
Yeah, I'll receive on this. So I got a few things that I want to jump through. One, we rewatched Kubo and the Two Strings.
Oh, great movie.
If anybody hasn't seen that movie, you have to go out and see it, because
it's got to be on the list of underrated.
It's fucking brilliant.
It's amazing.
It's absolutely incredible, from the animation to the storytelling to the music to the artistry of it. I want a cut of it that keeps all the animators in the background moving in fast motion, so you can see just how much work is going on in this massive... For anybody who doesn't know, Kubo and the Two Strings is produced by Laika, which is a stop-motion animation studio out of Oregon, and they are fucking incredible. Of the 6 movies that they've made, 5 have been fucking masterpieces. So if you don't know Laika, go out and acquaint yourself, because it's worth your time. But this is just... Kubo is such a beautiful story because it is so evolving in its own form. The meticulousness of having, the main character's superpowers be based around origami. And the nature of having to do that. But then you also see some of the big monsters that they have to create and animate. And it's an absolutely incredible story. It has a great twist about halfway through where you're like, huh, okay. It does admittedly come because you watch a beetle man and a monkey spooning, like a married couple, and you're kind of like, well, that's interesting. I've seen a lot of things in this movie. I wasn't expecting that to be one of them. But it's a great movie. Has a great voice cast.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
I do feel like if he was still alive, Robin Williams would have played Beetle, and it would have been just so good.
Yeah.
If I had a complaint, it would be that Matthew McConaughey is cutting his drawl, and whenever he does that, it sounds weird. Just because I'm used to Matthew McConaughey sounding like he's the governor of Texas.
Matthew McConaughey, exactly.
So like, but you know, as much as I always want to gripe about Matthew McConaughey, I never have anything bad to say about him.
True.
I always want to be like, oh, but he's so, and like the most you can say is that he self-congratulated and dedicated his Oscar win to himself in 10 years, which is just like coming up, first off, but also weird, just profoundly
Is it really
weird.
coming up?
Yeah, that
Holy
was
crap.
yeah, that was almost 10 years ago now.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Dallas Buyers Club is probably the last movie of its kind because you would not be able to have the cast of that movie that you have now.
No, not even close.
Let alone have Jared Leto win an Oscar for
Yeah.
it. So anyway, Kubo and the Two Strings is a brilliant, beautiful movie. It has kind of a weird ending just because the ending is basically the entire community gaslighting the villain, which is kind of like, you know, there's a part of me that feels like this is going to come back to bite us at some point, you know, given that he's an all-powerful moon god. But sure, let's gaslight him. But I love it. It's a great movie. I also wanted to talk about, I'm going to just bop through a few trailers here while I get set up for something. I'm building something. We hadn't talked about the This is Spinal Tap 2 trailer on the show.
Yes.
Yet. So I finally watched it.
Okay.
While we're, you know, just glancing through the trailer park, that's it. I think the biggest thing that I'm taking away is I didn't realize how old they all were.
Oh, yeah.
They are all like really like Miyazaki old witch old.
Yeah.
Old.
Well, when you think about Michael McKean was on Laverne and Shirley.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake.
Yeah.
That was
which is a
70s,
reference that
80s.
no one will know nowadays. You
And
have
it's
to be
like,
40 and over.
That's Lenny. And it's like and I mean, the first Spinal Tap was 80, right? I think it was late 70s, early 80s. It was something like that. It was early.
But it still looks fun. Of
Yes.
these revival movies that they've been kind of plugging us with over the last few years, I think it looks better than a lot of them have in the past. I'm not like a super Spinal Tap guy. It does still have kind of it still has the same scent coming off of it as History of the World Part 2 and Spaceballs 2, where you kind of smell it and you're like, this smells like old man, which is to say it smells like a lot of people who love this thing who finally get a chance to be a part of it, which I can't really complain about because, again, 10 years ago, when The Force Awakens came out and everybody and their cousin wanted to play a stormtrooper, I was like, good for you guys, live the dream. So like, if somebody wants to be, you know, the drummer in Spinal Tap who dies, more power to you. That's great. I love that.
And it could go one of two ways because now, mind you, I still have not seen this. I'm going off of secondhand reviews. As of what I heard about the new Naked Gun movie,
it has good reviews.
Is it spectacular? And it's from the critics that I listen that hate everything.
Yeah.
And that they love it. And then I saw an interview with the director, who's one of the Lonely Island boys. I can't remember.
Schaefer, I think.
I think so. He loves it so much. He went into the detail of, I want to say it's 80. All like the first couple Naked Gun movies were start to end of credits 85 minutes.
And this is 85 minutes.
He made this entirely.
That's fucking dope.
And
though.
it's like that level of detail just because of the love. If they can do that with this, because I'll be honest, the last one of these type of movies, and when I say these type, I'm going to put it into the Christopher Guest,
the
type mockumentaries. I loved A Mighty Wind, but then there was I think it was called For Your Consideration, and it wasn't good. And then I don't think he's made another one since then. I don't think there's been another one because I was kind of big into that.
Was that before Best in Show or was
no?
That
Best in Show was the one right after Spinal Tap, right after Waiting for Guffman. So it was Spinal Tap, Waiting for Guffman, and then Best in Show, and then they did A Mighty Wind, which once again awesome if you haven't seen it. Love that fucking movie. And then they did that, and then it kind of went away.
Yeah.
And now this is like the first one. I mean, that was. It had to be 15, 20 years ago that For Your Consideration came out. And now this is the first one of this type of mockumentary since.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of curious.
I'm curious.
But I'm like you. I wasn't a huge Spinal Tap fan. It was all right.
I don't have enough of a nostalgia well for this to be able to be like, oh, dude, this is going to be dope as hell, man.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, cool. You made a new Spinal Tap. I don't really get it. I don't really know that we needed it, but okay, cool.
Yeah.
I love Harry Shearer, so I'm not going to complain about that.
Have you ever seen A Mighty Wind?
No.
Okay, so it's about folk music.
Yeah, it's Spinal Tap, but folk music instead.
But to me, they already did the reunion because they got Michael McKean, Harry Shearer, and Christopher Guest to be this folk band.
Yeah.
As part of this. So you kind of saw, I know they weren't the characters, but you saw these three playing a band together, and it was like, okay, to me, that was the natural transition of Spinal Tap not doing a sequel 40 years later.
Yeah, it almost feels
50
like...
years later, almost.
Yeah, seriously. It almost feels like, I don't know, like, I don't want to bash someone's dream project, but it just feels like an idea that someone latched onto that doesn't have enough legs to run. But this was how I felt about Naked Gun 44 and a half or 44 and a fourth or whatever they're fucking calling it.
Yeah.
And that's getting really good reviews. So I don't, maybe I'm wrong. My big thing...
No, you're not wrong. I mean, you look at the history of movies that have had this long of a break.
Yeah.
You maybe count on one hand the ones that are good.
Yeah, it's like, again...
The majority of them are terrible.
Again, we this is the most interesting thing. Is that we've talked a lot in this show about bringing back dead franchises. Your Happy Gilmores, your Blade Runners, your RoboCops, all of these Terminator, the interminable tries of Terminator. And so this will once again provide us another data point on what works and what doesn't. I just can't guarantee on what side of the line that data point is going to fall, whether it's going to fall in a, wow, that worked, or wow, that really didn't work and was always a bad idea. So we'll see. It's hard to say. Speaking of reviewers that we love who have a little bit of a history of being tough nuts to crack, one of our guys, Chris Stuckman, has been working on a movie.
He's been working on it for a very long time.
And there is finally a trailer out for it.
Oh, I've not seen that.
It's called Shelby Oaks.
Okay.
The trailer finally dropped during the week this week. And God help me, this looks really good. This looks like the guy's got chops. This looks like... So the basic premise is this woman has a person show up at her doorstep.
Okay.
And this person shoots himself in the head as soon as she opens the door. And he's holding one of those mini DV tapes. And so it's this found footage... sort of film, where you have all of these mini DV tapes that this woman's sister had recorded over in this ghost village called Shelby Oaks, and then her sister disappeared. Okay. And so this is like the prodding that gets her to go to Shelby Oaks and start looking around, and it just looks really creepy and atmospheric. Okay. The way that he shows us that initial moment of the guy showing up and shooting himself is we don't see anything. What we see is this woman's house. We hear the door knock. We see images of this woman and her sister in this house in pictures, not like walking around, like in pictures on the walls. And then you just hear a gunshot and this woman scream, and it cuts to this guy holding a tape on the ground, and you can infer what happened.
Gotcha.
The reviews look really good. The look of the movie itself looks incredible. I'm just really happy for Chris Stuckman to have been trying to do this for so long and to have finally cracked the code on it and gotten a chance to make something, and it got picked up by Neon. So like that's fucking great. That's outstanding that it got picked up by Neon.
Keith David is in it? Awesome.
So like I'm
Dude, I love Keith David.
I'm super pumped for that. I think that could be really good. That definitely has that creepy atmospheric look to horror movies that I love. I'm not so much the horror movies that I love are like Oculus. Have you seen Oculus?
Yes.
Oh, just fucking Karen Gillan. Every day. Yeah. I could watch Karen Gillan in something every day and never get bored. And she's incredible in Oculus. But it's like that building tension. There's definite fear and concern. But there's no monster, hiding over the corner or something. And so I'm very interested in this. I wanted to talk about... Do I want to talk about it? I want to talk about Avatar 3, Fire and Ash.
Fire and Ash.
In that I have nothing to say about it. The thing I have to say about it is... that I already missed the era of the next Avatar will be out in 10 years. Yeah. And you don't have to think about it. Because now they're trying to sell this movie on the plot, which has never been the strong suit of Avatar.
No, not even close.
So I don't understand anything about this.
Like, I I only know the plot of the first one because I saw it, no joke, 3 days in a row. I told you this at the IMAX 3D because visually it was the most, still sits as the most amazing thing I've ever seen on screen, visually. Mm-hmm. The second one, also, the visuals were, to think that those movies are 99% digital,
that they're made
is insane.
In a pool in a shooting room.
Yeah.
Like it's not out in the ocean or anything.
No,
they filled a pool with water and they shot in a hangar.
Yeah. But I could not tell you one part of that plot.
Yeah. No.
Because the story is so bad.
It's the same as the first one.
Yeah.
And they just took the meteor, or not the meteor, the mineral that they were trying to farm, and then they replaced
Once
it.
Again, the worst name ever, unobtainium.
And not even original. There was already an unobtainium before Avatar.
Yeah.
It was in the movie The Core with Aaron Eckhart and, of all people, Hilary Swank. I couldn't tell you why she's in that movie, but she is. And they make a drill to go down to the center of the earth, and the drill is coated in unobtainium, invented by Delroy Lindo.
I think that was her post $1 Million Baby.
I think so. You have to have a crash after you win an Oscar.
You got to have the stealth after Ray.
You have to have the no strings attached after Black Swan.
Yes, exactly.
It's almost. I feel bad for Natalie Portman because she had no strings attached, and then like shortly after, Your Highness. And like, dude, that was just, oh boy, I feel so bad for her. She won an Oscar and then immediately got turned into a piece of ass. And it was just like,
Halle Berry Catwoman.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I have no fucking clue why anybody would want to see Avatar 3. I don't know why Disney is pushing this like it's some great thing. I'm going to triple down on what I've said since 2009, that these should all be fake nature documentaries.
Yeah.
That's all this should be. We don't care about the Na'vi. We don't care about the characters within the Na'vi. We could care about the Na'vi as a people, but we don't care about the individual Na'vi people. And we definitely don't care about Jake Sully. So get this fucking Pocahontas bullshit out of here.
Or what they need to do is say, all right, James, you can direct this. Let someone else write it.
Let anyone else write it.
Anyone. It's like the George Lucas thing. George, don't fucking write the script.
Yeah.
You're terrible at that.
If you have to have people in it, have it be like a prequel, like an Aliens style prequel, where like they discover this planet and they're exploring it and they're finding things, and then all of a sudden shit gets really bad because they don't know what's on the planet.
Yes.
There's cool things that you can do with Pandora. None of them are telling the story of Pocahontas. No. None of them.
And the thing that drives me nuts is I will want to see this because... And this time it'll have to be in IMAX, because I think the thing that the reason I had to see the second one is I still have that memory of the first one.
Yeah.
And the visuals were incredible, but unlike the first one, after I saw the second one, I did not need to see it again.
No. I got to the section where they basically explained like, oh, humans are so evil that we have these whales that could like solve every problem on Earth if we just listen to them. But instead we're going to farm their brain matter. That's what this movie's about, is farming whale brains. And it's like, why?
It's so dumb.
What is wrong with you, Jim?
It's so dumb.
James, what's going on? I was okay with the whole ocean thing. You know, the Abyss and Titanic and fine. Whatever. You love the ocean. I'm glad. Everybody needs a hobby. What is this?
Yeah.
Why is this a thing? Again, we don't need to be extolled on how terrible humans are.
Yeah.
There's a funny line in Murderbot, which is finally getting its day in court today.
Yes.
About how Murderbot watches TV to escape the real life situations he's trapped in.
Exactly.
And I'm like, why are we... I don't need to have another morality tale about how evil humans are and how bad we are for the scope of nature.
Yeah.
I know, man.
I want to preface this by saying I do love The Abyss, but we need less of The Abyss and more of True Lies.
Yeah.
We need more of that kind of tight, tell a fun,
Aliens,
entertaining story.
The director's cut of Aliens.
Exactly.
There's no fat on that.
No,
I don't know what they cut
out
of it to make it less, but the director's cut is like, it's almost a perfect movie. So give us more of that, man.
And the thing that I've never given him enough guff over is he loves cliche dialogue.
Does he ever?
Like the very first one when they're firing a gun going, get some! I'm like, dude, that's the most cliched military, like, he just loves that shit. And it's like, dude, you gotta get a good writer.
It does make me wonder what life in the Bigelow Cameron house was like, because you have one person who is very military minded and you have one person who is kind of a beatnik hippie type. And I just kind of wonder what that all was about.
Yeah. And the beatnik hippie type, you're talking Cameron, right?
Yeah.
And he's the beatnik hippie type, but he's also known to be this awful, like, overbearing, demanding, like, douchebag.
Yeah, he's still a director from the 80s.
Yeah, very much so.
Who you look at and you ask, he's not a Lars von Trier, but he's in that same camp of like, why do you guys keep working with him? Sigourney Weaver, come here. But like, why? I guess my question is, why? So anyway, Avatar, whatever.
Yeah.
Zootopia 2 had a trailer drop, and my only question is, I didn't realize that there weren't lizards in the first one.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing that I took away from it was like, oh, it's more Zootopia. It's more good cop, bad cop, or whatever you want to call it. And partners in crime, whatever, the standard trope from the 80s. And now there's snakes, and I guess I just assumed that reptiles had been a part of the ecosystem.
Yeah, it made me go back and think, and now that I think about it,
I have to rewatch it because I'm genuinely curious if there were literally no reptiles anywhere in the entire movie.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I would have noticed that, or the internet would have been like, hey, did you notice that there's only mammals in Zootopia? Like, I feel like that would have come up at some point. So, other than that, I don't really have anything to say about it.
No, I love the first Zootopia.
I like Zootopia.
So it's like, okay.
They've made it 3 more times since then.
Yeah.
In various forms. So, like, that's my only thing is, like, now you have to compete with, hot and cold, whatever that fucking elemental.
Elemental.
Now you have to compete with that because that was just Zootopia, but with elements instead of animals. But it was the same fucking movie.
Yeah.
So I don't know. This seems fine. I like the first Zootopia. I like Hops and Wild. I like Jennifer Goodwin and Jason what's his nut.
And Idris Elba's
back.
He's
so
awesome.
It's a good cast. I'm interested in this. The internet's going to have a fucking field day with all of the bunny foxisms that are going to come out of this. The furry community is going to be pumped.
Oh, huge.
So, like, I don't know. This is going to be fun.
Pumped.
Yeah.
It is episode 169. Sorry, I've been waiting to do that.
So, a few quick hitters to get through. One, Eternity is a movie starring Elizabeth Olsen. It's an A24 film. It's about what happens after you die, and more specifically, what happens to a woman who dies who's had 2 husbands, both of whom have died before her. Mm-hmm. And so she shows up to the gates of heaven, essentially. It's like it's almost like a convention where you pick where you want to go to for the rest of your life. And she has to choose between her husband who died in World War II and her husband who is Miles Teller. And it looks interesting. It looks...
Yeah, I saw it. It's an interesting premise, but I will not lose sleep if I never see this movie.
That's the thing.
That's the sad part.
It did not make me say, "Oh, I got to go watch this."
And I love Elizabeth Olsen. She's easily my favorite Olsen.
Yeah,
but
yeah, no, I agree. Unfortunately, there's just not enough.
Yeah, not enough time in the world, man.
It might be a fun date night watch at some point.
Yeah,
but we'll see. They're making a Nuremberg movie with a bunch of Oscar winners, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to it. I'm not opposed. I don't think it's going to be bad. The trailer did not make me think that this was like Oscar bait, even though it seemed like it should be.
Yeah.
And so you have like Rami Malek and Russell Crowe and like this big fucking cast.
And it's like Rami Malek, who just did Oppenheimer, is now doing a Nuremberg movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like, okay.
Yeah, so we'll see. I don't know. There is... George Clooney is finally playing Cary Grant in that he's not playing Cary Grant in Jay Kelly. But they directly reference Cary Grant, so you can see what they're doing. Mm-hmm. He's a man who became famous for playing himself. He's Cary Grant. But the thing that makes me interested is that it's a Noah Baumbach movie, and Adam Sandler is in it, playing a semi-serious role. And so I'm kind of quietly intrigued by this.
Yeah.
I'm not a Baumbach guy by and large, but I am intrigued by just the premise.
Well, and I don't think we ever would have said we are going to watch a movie that has George Clooney and Adam Sandler.
No, that's the other thing.
So right there
what a fucking combo.
That's a draw.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's insane. You have to see it just to see it. It's like seeing 2 comets run into each other. You're like, when are you ever going to have that happen?
To be honest, Adam Sandler has a really good track record with serious movies.
Yes, he does. He's actually not a bad actor.
Yes.
He's pretty good when he wants to be. Mm-hmm. It's just that he doesn't always want to be serious. So, which I get.
And I don't blame him.
I don't blame him. Listen, if I could get paid to go on vacation and invite a hot actress to go on vacation with me, yes, I would invite all of my friends and Selma Hayek, and we'll just go to fucking, I don't know, the Caribbean, and we'll film a movie and call it Grown Ups 3.
And he became a billionaire doing this. So it's like,
I cannot blame him.
No.
The last two that I wanted to hit on, one is Rental Family, which is a movie starring Brendan Fraser.
Yes.
He is an out-of-work actor in Japan, who has lived in Japan for some time. And he gets hired to just play roles, like not on TV, in people's lives. So this girl lost her father, so he gets hired to be her father. And this old man wants to go on this journey, so he gets hired to be the son that this old man doesn't have to go on this journey with him. And it's just like, it's fascinating. And it's Brendan Fraser being happy, which is like a thing we don't get to see enough of. And the genuine nature of how he is interacting with these various people, it just draws you immediately in. And you're just like, I kind of want to see that. That looks kind of crazy.
And I'm happy he's doing it because so far since his Oscar, I think the only thing that he's done is Killers of the Flower Moon. He played a lawyer in that, I believe. Yeah. So he didn't fall victim to, I am now an Oscar winner. I'm just going to do whatever movie is thrown at me, and I don't want to throw shade at Ki Hugh Kwan, who does literally anything that's thrown at him.
I love Short Round. He is in dangerous Aquafina level territory.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm not telling you not to do work. I'm telling you to be a little bit more decisive in the work that you choose.
Exactly. No one is going to forget who you are.
No.
Everyone knows you now.
We all love you.
Yes.
Many of us want you to be the new Indiana Jones.
Yes.
So, definitely. But, also, 3 notches. 3 notches. You're at 11. Take it to an 8. Nobody gets to play at an 8.
Exactly.
You get to play at an 8.
Exactly. But that's what makes me happy about this. It's like it looks like he's looking for quality projects.
Yes.
And
this looks
really
like a quality project.
Yes.
This looks really good. It has that nice fish out of water feel to it too. Of there's a line in the trailer about you can live here your entire life, and there will be elements of this culture that you will never understand. And so it's just I find this fascinating as an American who has a lot of Japanese cultural influences in his life.
It's a unique idea, which we don't see a lot.
Yeah. So I'm very into it. And my last thing in my basket is some actual organic Spider-Man news, not manufactured.
I know none of this, so I'm excited to hear this from you.
So, Spider-Man Brand New Day has begun filming.
Yes.
Which is a big deal for a variety of reasons. What's interesting about it, the two things that I want to talk about. One, I don't know if Marvel does listen to the show. If they do, please fucking hire me. I don't want to do the job I do every day. I want to do stuff that makes people genuinely happy and shows the work that we love for what we love about it.
Yes.
So Marvel, if you're listening, please hire me. And I say if you're listening because they did it. What was my one line in the sand? What was the one thing that I kept saying about the next Tom Holland Spider-Man? You need to make the fucking costume.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to see no digital bullshit costume. I don't want to see no mocap costume. I don't want this bullshit gray spandex sleeping costume that you walk around in. Okay? Make the fucking suit. And you know what they fucking did? They made the fucking suit. It's real. It's on him. He walks around in it. It is not a digital representation. There are behind-the-scene camera shots of him in the fucking suit. Finally! So the good news is that I can review this movie because my line in the sand has not been crossed.
Good.
They finally did it. They finally realized, hey, we should probably make an actual real-life suit that he can actually, fucking wear because it'll pick up the light better. Other thing that I want to talk about is the casting news that is surrounding this. So we knew Sadie Sink was in the zeitgeist
to be Mary Jane Watson.
A lot of people think she's Mary Jane Watson. I still say that would be a massive misstep.
Okay.
I still think that's a bad idea. I think the clear, most effective way to do Sadie Sink in this story is to do, I almost called her Starfire, not Star, Firestar.
Firestar.
But she should be Firestar, who is from Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends.
Yes.
Has a long history with the character, to the point where when Lego made the Daily Bugle, they did not have a Mary Jane Watson in it. They had 2 Gwen Stacy's and Firestar.
Yeah.
So has fucking clout, has a grade in the world. Moreover, she's a fucking mutant. So what are we trying to do right now? What are we trying to get a groundswell on? Mutants. So Sadie Sink should play Firestar. She should be a mutant because that's just so much fucking better. I love Mary Jane Watson. I'm still mad that in the 9 million Spider-Man movies we've had, the closest we've gotten to a good Mary Jane Watson is Zoe Kravitz in Into the Spider-Verse for 2.5 seconds.
Yeah.
When she is talking to him at the ball that they go and break into for Kingpin. That's it. That's the closest we've ever gotten to a good Mary Jane Watson in the movies.
And you're right. I also don't want to see that character because they've already ruined it for this universe.
Yeah. You told us you don't need an MJ.
Yeah.
You told us we have a different idea. We're going to do this differently. We're going to do this our way.
Yeah.
And I told you at the time that was a bad idea. And you still said, no. Michelle Jackson or whatever the fuck her name is.
We don't need Norman Osborn. We don't need Osborn.
Norman Osborn doesn't exist.
We don't need Mary Jane Watson.
You can Google Norman Osborn. He's not a person.
Yeah.
So this is what brings me to my second piece of news, which is very interesting. Joe Keery, who for a long time I have been professing should be Spider-Man over Tom Holland. Tom Holland was always the wrong choice. Joe Keery should have always been Spider-Man. He looks just like the Ultimate Spider-Man. Not the new current Ultimate Spider-Man who looks like me, but the actual original Ultimate Spider-Man who was a fucking teenager who worked in a Shake Shack. Joe Keery has been cast in Spider-Man Brand New Day. There's a lot of rumors about who he's going to play, and currently the working theory is that he's going to play Harry Osborn. So I'm very curious, because you already told us that Norman Osborn doesn't exist in this universe, or at least not in a way that Green Goblin Norman Osborn would be able to Google him and find information about him. I still say he should have had a startup in New Jersey. That was clearly the answer.
How can they have Harry Osborn in
this is where we're going. This is what I need to know. Is how are we doing all this? Because ultimately, my biggest point of all of this is, I fucking told you guys! I told you all of this fucking 7.5 years ago when everybody came out and said, you know what I love about Homecoming? It's not an origin story. No. Instead, we're going to have 5.5 fucking movies of origin story. You took out the spider bite and you said, it's not an origin story. And then you spent 5.5 fucking movies establishing an all-new canon that is bullshit and garbage in comparison to every other canon, and now you're returning to your roots. Jesus fucking Christ, what is wrong with you? Like, I know I just said I want a job from Marvel, and this is not a good way to go into a job interview, but like, I would have told you not to do it in the first place. Don't do this in the first place. Don't have the second movie be all about Peter learning that he has a spider sense. What does that sound like?
Spider Tingle.
That sounds... Don't even... That sounds like an origin story, right? He's learning about his superpowers? That sounds like a fucking origin story to me! He has to make a new costume because it's a fucking origin story!
That look on your face, that might have been the best thing I've ever done in my life.
So my point is only this. I am excited that Brand New Day is happening. They even chose the title I would have gone with. Brand New Day is the clear answer. My Spider-Man story would be Peter Parker works at Horizon Labs. I think that is the next logical step. Skip the Bugle. There's too much bad blood at the Bugle. You can't do the Bugle at this point. If you had Ben Urich, I would say do Ben and Phil Urich. Because then you have this great dichotomy where you have Phil Urich being the new age Peter Parker, where he is the new Hobgoblin. He steals, I want to say his name is Rodney Kingsley.
Well, here's a question that I know you can't answer.
Roderick Kingsley.
That's
it. Go ahead. What was your question?
So the question I have with this, and this is a question we have all the time, is where the fuck does this fall in the timeline? Because are they not shooting the next Avengers right now, too?
Yes, but they have not announced that Peter's going to be in the next Avengers movie. He was not one of the chairs.
That's true, but you have an established... I'm really confused.
I don't know. This timeline makes no fucking sense.
It truly now is all over the place.
Every movie needs to start with a date. It needs to start with a date. Like, even if it's just a stupid VHS recorder style date in the corner. Just give me a date so I know how long it's been since the last thing happened. It's so important at this point because you've confuddled this whole fucking timeline badly.
This is going to roll in. Remember what we're talking about now when we get to my final topic of Watch, Play, Read.
Yeah. So... my point is just, if you had Phil Urich around, or if you had Ben Urich around, if you hadn't killed Ben Urich off in season 1 of Daredevil, which was always a dumb fucking idea, then again, We don't know that Daredevil is exactly the same universe. For all we know, it's different. It's a side universe because we just don't fucking know.
Don't know anything.
Is Phil Coulson alive? We don't know.
We don't know.
We just don't know. If you had Ben Urich, then you could do Frontline, which is a dope storyline. Mm-hmm. Frontline is like the anti-Daily Bugle, and it's fucking great. All the actual great writers from the Daily Bugle get sick of Jonah Jameson's bullshit, and they follow Ben Urich to Frontline. And Frontline makes their hay reporting on the Civil War dispute. Mm-hmm. That's when they start. That's when they really get the bulk of their respect in the universe. Mm-hmm. And Ben Urich's nephew is Phil Urich, who steals the Hobgoblin costume and armor and glider and becomes the new Hobgoblin. He does this while also recording videos of himself and posting them to make money off of the views, including by the Daily Bugle, who pays him for his stuff. So it's this dark twist on the Spider-Man storyline. Mm-hmm. Of instead of this villain or this hero doing heroic things and getting paid unknowingly for what he's done, it's this villain who does villainous things and gets paid to do villainous things by his uncle, who doesn't know that he's helping support all of this that's happening. You could do, what's her name? Lily, oh my God, what's her name? Lily Hollister, who is Harry Osborn's girlfriend and becomes the newest Goblin. She breaks bad in a big way. Mm-hmm. You could do that. There's so many things you can do in Brand New Day. I wish I had more faith that they were going to make a good choice. He's going to work. He's going to work at a fry shop. It's going to be wrong. They're going to get it wrong again and again and again. He's still going to ride the subway. Why does Spider-Man ride the subway? No, I need someone to stop and explain to me why Spider-Man would ride the subway.
And and I could almost assure this is what the plot is going to be: him trying to reconnect with them, with
being tempted to reconnect with Zendaya,
yeah,
and not being able to, or trying to hold himself back.
Exactly.
I also had the recent thought of, do you think it's interesting that the premise of Far From Home was that, or No Way Home? God, I can't wait to get rid of this stupid convention. Dumb. We've moved on to days now. It's interesting that the premise of No Way Home was that this magical spell brought all of these villains to Peter's life because they knew Spider-Man's true identity, but didn't bring any of the Gwen Stacy's or the Mary Jane Watsons or the Harry Osborns or any of the other numerous people who have died knowing who Spider-Man is. It's really interesting that it only brought these specific villains and also a unrelated Venom who has had no interactions with Spider-Man, but because of some weird hive mind bullshit, he knows Peter's identity, but then by that logic, Venom would know Peter's identity before bonding with Peter because the hive mind would transcend time, space, and dimension. So really, you've just cooked yourself into this really dumb corner with this. I think you just got to get rid of the hive mind thing. I want this to be good. They got the suit. They got the suit right. It looks good. It's a good looking suit. I want Sadie Sink to be Firestar. I want Joe Keery to be Harry Osborn because if he can't be Peter Parker, he could be Ben Reilly. I would be okay with Ben Reilly.
See, my problem with that, once again, is they would have to do some really good writing to explain that.
Yeah.
And I don't have faith that they have writers that have the ability
Oscorp
to do
is going
to
turn into it's going to be like an app startup that it's going to be like Fitbit, but it's like the Oscorp Fit Tracker or some stupid bullshit. I wouldn't have done it that way. I would have had, if you did need to have Norman Osborn Google himself, I would have definitely had something come up.
Yeah.
Instead of him openly saying that he doesn't exist in this universe, which just causes a whole slew of problems.
Yep.
So, I want you to be better because, if I'm honest, I haven't liked any of the Tom Holland movies at all. At all. No Way Home, closest to a movie that I liked. And the only way
is because, honestly, Andrew Garfield.
Andrew Garfield comes in and saves that day.
He's the only reason.
When he catches Zendaya, I'm like, fucking, we did it! We made it, guys!
But quite literally, every scene he's in is the best scene of the movie.
When he shows up to Ned and MJ...
Oh, it's fucking amazing.
And he's like, what do you mean I have to prove it? And he jumps up and he sticks to the ceiling and she's like, that doesn't prove anything. He's like, what are you talking about? That doesn't prove anything. So, I want Peter, substitute teacher, or working at Horizon Labs. Those are the only two answers in my mind.
Yep. I agree.
So, we'll see.